Yeah. See that dog? The possum? See that dog carrying the possum on its back? Yeah, it looks cute, doesn't it? Looks real cute. Doesn't it? It looks real nice, doesn't it? Looks fabulous, honestly. It's so cute, it's heartwarming. Honestly, you couldn't want much more in the world than this, could you? Yeah, you couldn't want much more until world hunger starts to hit in. And that's what we're going to be tackling today, man. Can update 8 of Anime Vanguard solve world hunger? Man, now, I've really been just contemplating this question. And I've just been really thinking, like, since update 7.5 was so good, can update 8 can it solve world hunger? I don't know, maybe it can. If anything's good enough to solve world hunger, Anime Vanguards could obviously do it. So, obviously, Anime Vanguard Update 8, if you don't know what it's going to be about, we can go into the Discord just real quick. We can just take a peek at the sneaks real quick, man. We'll take a peek at the sneaks just real quick. Obviously, we have the Eclipse map right here. We have the heads. We have the Eclipse, the big-ass hand with the people on it. And we have later on right here, we have I Sacrifice. We have the videos here of Griffith laughing very maniacally in his very deformed state, obviously. With the Eclipse then happening on any map, it seems like, because this is happening on Planet Namek. And this happens, and boom, we have the map. Now, can this update solve world hunger? We're about to find out, right? So, the units that are most likely going to be coming to this update in particular, which I will pull up some files real quick. Not credible files, by the way. I kind of just made these out of headcanon, to be honest. But some of the units that will be coming to this update, in my opinion, let's start from the bottom up. First of all, Casca. Casca is always a unit being added into Berserk updates with these tower defense games. Even though she doesn't get used very often. She's never really a good character. But I think they could make her a decent unit, kind of like they did Gohan. You know how in most games they do Gohan pretty shitty. I think in this game they're gonna do Casca pretty good, just like how they did Gohan. I feel like they can make her a good crit unit, a good support unit, most likely a good support unit. I feel like she's probably gonna be a good support unit for either Guts. They could really take a dark route and make her a support unit for Griffith during the Eclipse, which they took that route. That would be interesting. But Casca, always a good option, always an available character. She's always there. Next character, Skeleton Knight. Now Skeleton Knight, he's always a character. He's probably gonna be a secret character, a secret unit. No, he might be a mythic secret. Who knows? We'll see. They haven't had a raid update in a minute. They haven't had a raid update in a good while, actually. So, this skeleton guy being a raid unit, secret raid unit, actually wouldn't be that bad at all. This could be a very secret heavy based update point 8. This could be a very, very heavy secret update they're gonna release, excuse me, and I think Skeleton Knight is gonna be one of them. I don't know, the only game that I've really seen him in is Anime Adventures, and he was alright. He wasn't the best, but he was a good unit. I think in Anime Vanguards, he looks way too fucking cool to just be mid, and his cosmetic, I think is gonna look great, and I can't wait to like combine him with the other cosmetics in the game. For Skeleton Knight, can't wait to see him. Gonna be a great unit to have at Anime Vanguards. Most likely gonna be a raid unit. We'll see though. Now, let's get into the big boys, the meta changers that are most likely gonna be dropping. Guts. So I think this will obviously be Guts' base form. Now I don't know how they're gonna do it. They could do it like Anime Adventures and make his base form the unevolved version and make his berserker form the evolved version, or they could just make this the base version of him, and then as you upgrade him, he goes into the berserker armor, or maybe that's an ability. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe there's gonna be drawbacks. Knowing Vanguards, there's probably going to be drawbacks, but I think the drawbacks will be worth it considering what he's going to be doing for your team. Guts, obviously, very well-known character. He's probably going to be a bleed unit, slow SPA, very high damage unit. I feel like that's going to be going on with Guts here. Guts, heavy on the bleed because of his, giant sword. I think he is going to make bleed meta again. Bleed hasn't really been that meta in this game ever, to be honest. It's really only been burn, frost, freeze, slow, things like that. But bleed has never really been a meta or a staple in this game, and I think Guts will really change that. I think he'll really make slow SPA units viable in this game. I think you could also pair him with Sakura to make his SPA lower. So there's gonna be team comps. I feel like a good element for Guts would probably be definitely not holy. It would probably have to be cursed. Cursed. We could do cursed with unknown, possibly. I don't know. Cursed with blast. I don't know. Maybe so, maybe not. I see mostly cursed with Guts though. Cursed is what I mostly see. Cursed dark, maybe a combination of both. Now with this berserker armor, I see him doing like a fuck ton of damage. I see him being a full AoE unit. Kind of like how Anime Adventures did it. Anime Adventures, I think, did it in a very, very good way, and I think Vanguard should not copy exactly how they did it, but I think they should follow a format in which Anime Adventures did do it. The berserker armor. Again, I think the cosmetic is gonna look fire. It's gonna look great. I think adding the berserker cosmetic with the skeleton knights cosmetic is gonna be a very nice sight to see. Honestly, I would like to hold like a cosmetic, a cosmetic competition. I think that would be pretty cool. But next up we have the man of the hour, Griffith, right? So obviously we're gonna have the Griffith who is, not in the best shape. It's gonna be off of fresh off the torture, obviously. Griffith is he's either gonna be a really good unit that you could immediately turn into his holy self, or he's gonna be one of those long build-up units that does a bunch of damage, or he could be a support. I don't really see any other way they're going about this. Now I think his element can actually change. I think if you go with this Griffith right here, I think if you go with this Griffith, is going to be like a holy blast unit. It's probably going to be his elements if you go with this route. And his other ability, where if you start the whole fucking eclipse, he's gonna go right here, where it's probably gonna be a cursed unit. I mean, just look at him. He's literally a fucking demon. I see Griffith also being a massive, like damn near covering most maps, full AoE type of unit. I see him doing like around 500k full AoE every like 12 seconds. I see him truly changing what damage is in Anime Vanguards. That's what I see Griffith as. I don't know if I gave my opinion on Casca, but I think Casca's element is probably going to be blast or something, or in nature, probably something like that, just because they do have a tendency of making some female characters that don't really have a lot of attack traits, nature. And Casca, while she does have a lot of attack traits, and she is semi-strong in Berserker actually, I just don't see her being that. I think I see her more supporting Griffith and Guts. And that skeleton, I see him being unbound unit. I see him being an unbound unit. I maybe even see Guts being an unbound unit. Who knows? But that's a give or take. Before I do end this video though, I would like to just play the full trailer right here. I would just like to prove some of what I'm saying just to be true. All right, this is obviously going to be how he spawns, and there's probably going to be an ability in which he can transform into his demonic form or his, you know, human form, which is not really human anymore, but you get what I'm saying. It's probably going to be like an ability right here. This is obviously how he is in base, and then he starts the eclipse, obviously, right here. He's starting it, as you see. This is probably going to be his ability, or this is probably going to be a map. This is very clearly though his ability, because he just started the whole fucking eclipse. But yeah, that's my thing on update 8. Now, do I think it can solve world hunger? Hell no. But I think this update will be good. I think this update is gonna make Vanguards go back up to 100k concurrent players, and I think this is gonna really set them up for the anniversary. I think they're gonna be averaging around 200k during anniversary actually. But yeah, this is my opinions on update 8 of Anime Vanguards, when it's probably gonna release, most likely next week, hopefully not Monday, because school is starting back up again. I have a job, I have school, I have shit to do. So hopefully this doesn't drop on Monday. Hopefully this drops on a Sunday, on a Saturday. That would be fire, or even a Friday. That would be great to me. But yeah, man, I'm gonna catch y'all later. Have a fabulous day. I know I did post this at 4:44 in the morning, but have a great day. And later, man.